Yeah, it was popping and then, you know what I mean?
I
We
wish I
back,
had your
yeah.
voice, nigga.
We back, yeah. You feel me? The Backsliders,
Word.
the Reprobate show. What's good, y'all?
Word.
You know
This
what
is
I'm
part
saying?
two from uh
Word.
yeah, we really want to make sure we explain that we reject the Abrahamic God. That's the foundation of who we are. We are embrace the mother. So we are mama's boys. That's we represent
Yes.
nature, being your authentic self. And hey, bro, you remember that Jake's video? I think
Which
this
one?
is
You know, this guy
perfect.
got a he popping
Twerk
on the
it.
net right
Oh,
now.
twerk it. Yeah, I wanted to check that out and
All
see
right,
what
all
you
right.
felt about that, man.
Cool, cool.
Just because I think
Man.
he's pretty much like an archetype of Pentecostalism.
Definitely.
You know, can we get that?
What do y'all think of this?
Her birthday is tomorrow. His wife's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Her birthday is tomorrow. His wife's birthday is tomorrow.
Holy Spirit, nigga. The Holy Spirit is what he wants. Yeah.
The
What you,
spirit.
yo, you don't
Uh,
think about
you
it,
know,
bro.
for me, going back in the day, we grew up in a holiness church. So we didn't. It wasn't no room for nothing. People might have did shit, but they did it on the low for real. In terms of
Yeah.
because you would get sat down for months or whatever for
Yes.
whatever duty you had in the church, and any extra shit is just like I visited a church about not too maybe like a couple years ago after I got that off of me. And when I went, and I haven't been for years, but when I went to this church to see my brothers preach, they actually had like praise dancers with the,
Mm.
and I was just like, what is that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I know that would be totally unacceptable back in the day for something like that to even take place.
For
So when I
real.
see him doing that, it's almost like they want to be free, but they can't. But
Yeah.
but even the way that he's moving, it's just so
Yeah.
super
And
suspect. He's got his
and they
belly
have
out like he,
discernment, you know? And they
right,
have discernment.
right, right. Yeah,
And then
and
they'll
that's so
say
when I
you
see that,
body shaming.
yeah, that's what people will say. When I see
Hmm.
him look, I just see a lack of discipline. You got your
Man,
gut hanging like
man,
that, just over your stomach
man,
and things of that nature.
man.
Like I mean, like that's come on, TD Jakes, man.
For
You
real.
gotta you gotta do better than that, bro. But yeah, when I seen that, I was just totally like look at him. You know what I mean? Look at him. That's totally
Yeah.
unacceptable, man.
I like
You know
what
what I
you
mean? For
said
somebody to
though,
look
bro.
like that.
Undisciplined. Yeah, undisciplined.
Yeah.
That's the real
Right.
issue. Because
Right.
of what they destroyed, they didn't give us the masculine discipline. So now the true masculine representation is not being presented to children that are being born in this world that we just brought to an end. And
Right.
uh, where's that? Could you pull up that video of the Benny Hinn and the young kids? Because men like that, like we talked in part one, leave the women and children vulnerable because men that pray, families are being preyed on. That's why they pray. I don't have
Mm,
anything to pray about when it comes to my family because I alone hold it down. You understand? And
no
I
doubt,
know you
man.
do that. I know you do
Right.
that.
Word up.
And that's an in like that's a divine right, yo. Because
Right.
that's what we're into African spirituality because it connects us to our ancestors that expressed that. But I want to show this Benny Hinn clip,
All
and
right.
it don't even have to be that long. Yeah, look at these people's faces. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, these are children, bro.
Sad.
And they're just giving their kids up. God of Abraham, eat my children. We don't care. Look, look. Yeah, yeah. Look at their faces, man. Come here, girls. Yeah. Did you hear him? Now, Thursday, for real, they'll say I'm too much, bro. They'll say I'm too much. Man, what the? These are children, yo. These are people, and their parents are out there putting them. Did you see somebody hand their child, and the man grabbed the wrist and jerked them up with like
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Man.
I don't like men that's not bothered by that, bro. I don't like men that doesn't bother, bro.
It's said.
And you
Said
talked
it
about
easily, man.
TDJ Church, bro. When you look at those men that's there's the majority of them are feminized, and we're not judging gay men. We're saying be that if that's what you are.
That's what it
But
is, right? You
because
know?
the Abrahamic God, yeah, he's a closeted homosexual. He hates the feminine. And because of that, he reproduces in his religion the same type. He is the ultimate archetype. So he asked of Abraham, hey, Abraham, I would do the same myself. His name is Jesus.
Right.
I'll sacrifice my son. So now look
Wow.
at what's going on
That's
in the so-called Matrix with Cat Williams and what he's supposedly exposing. This behavior is rampant. So that tells you that what we call church is not organic. It's a part of the same thing. Because
definitely, yeah.
what did he say? He's the other side of Kurt Franklin. Then he mentions Diddy and Jakes. And he say Diddy wants to have sex to you, but you gotta tell him no. That goes to you on discipline. I don't trust no
Right.
man that don't have no discipline to keep his
That's
body at a
something.
certain place. Now, fitness is subjective. That's fit for your life. But that nigga twerking ain't fit for shit. And that's real. And I wouldn't
He's
want
doing
my
the belly
son
dance.
and any man to bring their sons to that man's church is suspect to me. You
Right,
suspect
right.
to
Definitely, man.
me.
But and with the Benny Hinn video, it's like too when I bring up like the growing up in the church and how strict they were with holiness, and even in terms if you were sick or something, take your ass to church, yo. Get in that prayer
Yeah.
line, and get your fucking healing and all of that. But 2020 was
Yeah.
such a dope year,
Yeah.
yo. Because it was like, we were coming on and we were like, yo, look at this city. Nobody was really on it like that. Well, it was few, people weren't having that perspective, but it was like a clear opportunity for people in these belief systems to get the healing that they so called could get. And just to see, like, where was you
Yeah.
at? Where was the jacket at during the COVID shit and all of that? You know what I'm saying?
You
You could have been
know,
waving that shit
all of
and
that then.
healing the
Why did
masses
they
and all
even
of that. You know what
experience
I'm saying?
COVID? Word.
Word.
Why would they
So
even
I just
look? They go ahead.
no good. You good, Joe?
You remember when they used to say you're supposed to rejoice if you're suffering for Christ's sake?
Right.
They make it to where you supposed to suffer for Jesus' sake. That's a difference. So now they want you to celebrate because they're suffering for a namesake of someone that's not them. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if they
Yeah.
get mocked for that, they'll say, well, I'm suffering for Christ. No, you're not suffering for Christ's sake. Suffering for Christ's sake. Christ is an individual discovery. That's a personal thing. That's your
Yeah.
own personal kundalini energy. That's what Christ is.
Yeah.
It don't have a name. Jesus is not a name, yo. And
Mm.
you see people get nervous about that name, and they'll talk about all these, and that's just Jupiter and Zeus, hell, Zeus, honestly, which is what they're saying. And now there's supposed to be power in that name. No, there's power in what they call Christ. There's
Mm.
healing in what they call Christ, which is
Right.
ancient name is Kundalini, serpentine energy that goes up the spine to the crown chakra. You feel what I'm saying? And then that
Right.
brings you to, and now that's where you go beyond what we said earlier, beyond the flesh to self. And that's what we're about as men. You
Right.
have to be liberated to be yourself. We're not saying don't be gay if you gay. That's not what we saying because we not gay. So we going to be what we are. You have
Right.
the right as a man to be what you are. We do not respect men that are closeted. That's what this
Hiding.
Abraham
You know what I'm
faith.
saying?
Yes,
What are we hiding from?
that's perverted because
Word
they
up.
abusing children, yo.
It's real shit, man. And I told my mom,
That's
I
the
said,
bottom line.
any church that a kid has been molested should be shut down. You know what I'm saying?
Should be
I think
destroyed, yo.
should
Should
be
be
shut because any
destroyed.
other place it'd be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they for some reason keep
Cover it
them
up, yo.
doors swinging
You
open.
you
You know what I'm
saw why.
saying?
You saw the hen video. They don't care about kids, yo. Turn them
Nah,
over
man.
to Jesus. And I told you about that preacher we heard that said that their God will save your no good children. They should have
I
walked
know you
out.
KNOW, if anything.
No,
What
for
you mean? No
real.
good. Really?
No, for real,
Come
bro.
on, man.
No
That's just
good.
sad, man. Just making
So think
somebody feel
about
like they
think
ain't
about
shit,
that.
man.
But you born like that way. What's that girl song? Baby, I was born this way. They can't get angry at her.
Right.
They can't get angry at trans people saying I was born fucked up. That's what y'all whole doctrine is based on.
Same thing.
They hate Mother Nature,
Uh,
yo, because you came out the
man, man.
womb perfect, yo. What would the world look like if these children knew that from birth? And then instead of the
Be a
first
whole
thing you
different planet.
hit them upside the head with is a dumbass Bible, a stack of fucking leaves wrapped in leather.
That's real, yeah.
Yeah.
Up under them hospital lights and
Yo.
cutting the cords. Man,
And
there's
they
so
got
much with
discernment. And they got discernment. And then
the
they don't want to take accountability that most of all of us, bro, we suffered a traumatic experience in our genitalia when we like 8 days old.
off the top, yeah.
We circumcised for
Circumcised.
God. Now, guess what? We can be reckless. We should choose that after a rites of passage, because that foreskin would have mean that we would have had to be more conscious of that. It would have been more sensitive. We would have had to tend to ourselves in that area, clean it.
Right, yeah.
So what
That's
kind of
bad.
God don't want you to have that kind of responsibility over your own phallus?
Boy, niggas a stick and move. You know
There
what I'm
you go. But see, don't, John. You're just adding to it. No. Like you said earlier, we see the fruit of it, bro.
Word,
Fucking
yeah.
your
That's
ass
real.
niggas. And notice I said ass. Notice
Word
I
up,
said
man.
ass. And you need to let women know if your man want to put it in your booty, you need to ask him what's the difference in a booty hole.
Right. Yo, in terms to, I want to say something. You were talking about the like you mentioned astrology, some things with astrology, you know, and how
Yeah.
they clearly against that in terms of belief systems. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, and but it's like you ask them what their birthday, they know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Or what their sign is, they know what that is.
And that's
So just
astrology.
the fact they even given to those, they won't totally, you know what I'm saying, look at it like that when it's really, you know,
Yeah.
it's here like they say a snapshot of the sky during
Yeah.
our time of birth,
So
and
guess what it's a
even
part
some to the
of?
point where I've learned that you know, say if it's a serial killer. I
Yeah.
think you may have told me this, and they need to track this nigga down, yo. They got people that do that through those astrologists on board
Yeah.
that could
Yeah.
just dig into that information, look at them charts, and they'll know where you at. You know what I mean?
Because the
So
matrix is a womb. No, go
wow.
ahead, bro.
But I'm just saying, in like, how come people won't accept that and say, you know what, this is some good information. You know, even in terms of the chakras and the pineal being mentioned in scriptures and things like that. It's just not no coincidence that this,
Yeah.
you know, it is. It's like the Da Vinci Code where you gotta break some of this shit down for yourself
Yeah.
and do some digging and some restudy. What we said the other day, study
Yeah.
thyself to show
To be
thyself approved
approved,
and
my
all of
nigga.
that.
But who you gonna be approved to? Yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
You
You know what I'm
know?
saying?
And what do we say we are? We goats. But they're
Right
sheep.
up, man.
So they want to escape goat. So that character that our ancestors made up, he is a goat. That
You know what people are
Yeshua,
gonna say?
yeah,
John,
yeah.
you're good at getting these words and breaking them down and just make it. The words are the
Because I
words, John.
listen and
You
I
know what
pay
I'm saying?
attention,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
They
V,
don't want
listen, man.
look, a preacher see us walking in, he gonna go And I guarantee you they'll make us leave. I promise you. I
But I've
promise
I've
you.
learned too with hearing that there's a difference between hearing and listening, yo.
There you
Hearing
go.
just means you're aware of the sound. Like somebody knocking your door, it's like,
Yeah. It's
listening
all
is you tapped
phonetics.
in. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
vibrational. It's phonetics.
Word.
So I'm gonna bring you how close the frequencies are. So that's why I'll say it that way. Like it's the father, his son, and what's between them? A holy motherfucking spear. This is perverted. Now I'm telling you, they're gonna tell you I'm extreme. But if
Yes.
you don't tamper with nature, my nigga, there's no way I can pervert. My mind's gotta be sick for you to say, okay, John, what we call God is mother, father, and child. How can I pervert that?
Right.
Unless my mind is perverted.
That's
That's
right.
Mother
Yeah.
Nature, yo. That's the
Yeah.
astrology, the stars. They don't want you studying your mama. They gave you a daddy, bro. We literally woke up in the back of a truck with a man in the driver's seat saying he our daddy. We butt ass naked back there, like, where mama at? Shut the fuck
Don't
up, nigga,
worry
and go
about
on.
her.
Fuck mama. We gonna have to. I'm gonna look at you and say, yo, we're gonna have to kill this nigga at the first stop. Cause you
Man,
you you gonna be like, where is if mama say I'm up here, guess what you gonna do? You're gonna be like, all right, we don't know what's going on, but things are in order because you got the mother and the father. If they want to come up with these characterizations to express these spiritual principles, great. But we're gonna have to do it in order, yo. It's
no
gonna have
doubt.
to be in harmony because that's what's gonna bring us out of this perversion that we just experienced for damn
Right.
near 2,500 years.
Even coming off the womb, I told my mom, I was like, I asked her, what were you drinking? Were you when I was a baby in your room? Like what were you consuming? Milk and things like that. But they'll
Yeah.
say that the diseases like asthma or respiratory issues, they're
Yes.
all, based off of you inherited, like, you were
Yeah.
born with that type.
Yeah.
No, it was because there's a lot of
Of
people
ignorant
didn't take
behavior.
responsibility for
Yes.
their,
For
so
ignorant
that's gonna affect the
behavior.
child when they come
Yeah.
out, and then on top of that,
Yep.
they're not breastfeeding. They give them that formula. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's almost like when I think about that aspect of it, it's like I can almost understand why a lot of people get stuck because
Yeah.
at an early age they've been fucking programmed through their
Yeah.
diet,
Yeah.
what they seeing,
Perverted. Perverted out the
just
womb,
you know what
yo.
I mean. So
All
to
of
get
us were.
to break free, that's man.
Yes.
Listen, that is so huge, yo.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
it is a
huge, and
painful experience to do because you reverse what you thought was your natural spin. And it was not. And we knew it wasn't as children. It's just the idea of parents having the ability to say to you, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't, but I know what the fuck I feel. Something ain't right. And you
so
lost
add up,
trust in
yo.
your parents because they wouldn't validate that.
That's it,
So you
man.
kept going to church. Nigga, my first encounters with gospel music at Christ Temple in Louisville, Kentucky is frightening. It's
Wow.
frightening, nigga.
What made it that,
Motherfucking
yeah?
frightening.
What made it that, man?
Glitter boys, my nigga. Glitter boy. All I remember though, there was this one dude, man. I don't even remember this man's name. He scared the
Mhm.
hell out of me, bro. Name, bro.
Damn.
This nigga had contacts that matched like an outfit. So when I seen his eye color change, I thought that shit was what the fuck is
Damn,
going on?
man.
What? Because I didn't know nothing about that, bro.
Right. Wow.
And
That.
then they used to call me Little John back in the day. So to hear that kind of, that accent, say Little
Hmm.
John, was kind of weird on my neck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really want to sing in the choir, and that's real, bro. That's real, bro.
Oh
That's real.
man.
But you can't.
I
Growing up, who could we
feel like
talk to about it?
no one. No
Nobody,
one, man.
bro.
No one,
Nobody.
man.
To
There's
where,
nobody that I could think of. Even some of the preachers, I've been like, oh, he's kind of dope. But when I got
no,
at a certain age, I was just like, you're not even
nigga,
saying nothing, man.
nigga.
Yeah,
And
it's all hype, yo.
not only that, when I hear some of the voices now, I'm like, oh my God. There's no, let's be real, bro. That song I used on one of my stories. The blessings of hey, bro, that dude Donald Lawrence, man, or whatever his name is, dude. How do they have discernment and they can't hear what we know we clearly hear? You could get anybody that don't go to church to come and hear it. They're gonna tell you, hey, that brother, yeah, they're gonna
He
let you
even he
know.
even talk about it too that he was out there like that. Probably I don't know, but
It's you can
it's
hear it.
on him.
Yeah, and my
That's it's
thing is,
on him, my
if
nigga.
if it's you, bro,
Be that.
be you to the full, nigga. That's beautiful. Then be you. If it
I
ain't gotta
think
be my thing to be beautiful, yo, you feel me?
that's
But
why
don't
Diddy's hiding
hide
out
that.
right now.
Yes,
That's
because
why
it's
Diddy's hiding
perverted.
right now. Cause he's
Yes,
like, man,
because
I
when they
can't just
don't
come
want to
out and
be
do that.
themselves, yo, they're going to pervert those who want to be themselves. I promise you.
Man, listen,
That's the
man.
church. That's the music industry. That's
Right,
Hollywood. You
right.
too comfortable being yourself. Now we gotta soil you so you can be closeted too.
Hell no, not with that,
We're not
man.
judging people's personal lifestyle and saying that we the epitome of manliness because we straight. That's not what we saying. We saying that we're that because we're bold enough in this world to be fully who we are in front of everybody, bro. And that's honesty to the full. And then
Yeah,
you can be trusted by women and children.
that's definitely the key, man. I think I've shared this with you. I know I had before. Just seeing other, I had a friend that has some daughters, and a few years back, he had like four daughters, three or four daughters. He asked me to watch them one night so his wife could go out. They could go out, and I'm like, yeah, cool. And they were young kids. He had no problem doing it. And I thought about it one day. I was like, man, who the fuck lets people watch this? You gotta be really 100 for somebody to trust
Yeah.
somebody. For me, anyways, that's how I
No,
look
for
at it.
real.
And there,
For real.
I'm talking about there ain't even a handful of people I let
No.
have my sons like that.
Yeah.
But I know you and your family just from knowing y'all. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't trust. It's like people get take advantage of kids easily, man. Just
Yeah.
on some. My mom, that was one thing. She would barely let me spend the night at anybody's house. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're not spending the night at
Yeah.
nobody's house," and I can see that now because the perversion, man. But if they feel
Yeah.
like you're not even on your kids like that, they gonna get on them. You
Oh,
know what I'm
easy,
saying?
my nigga.
They
We
gonna get
seen it
on
growing
them.
up, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
We seen it.
In all
We seen
types
it.
of ways. If you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So, even family members.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why growing up, be real. The girls that got violated the most is the ones whose mama and daddy is in the ministry.
Wow.
I promise you. I
You know
promise
what's
you.
weird too? From my
When they
church
both
growing
in that,
up,
those are the girls that get abused.
they be wilding for in my
They
church
get
growing
taken
up, a lot
advantage
of
of.
the girls, a lot of the women that were in our ministry, a lot of them were married, but the husbands didn't fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a group of them. Like they husbands was like, nah, we not.
Yeah.
My dad was one of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you ain't lying. When I think about man, we had this area in our church called the Ladies Lounge, y'all.
Mhm. Bro. I
Oh, I
remember.
mean, if they had cameras back then, they would have seen all types of weird, all
Yeah.
wild shit going on. You
Nigga.
know what I'm
For
saying?
real,
In
bro.
in the church,
Yes. Yo.
and the
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
being the first ones to set it
Yeah.
off, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And
Man, my first
young
experience in
people.
the church for the orgasm was in the back of the church, yo, from a lady in the church, a younger girl, younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, and I thought about it one day, like, where did she learn this from? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I didn't even know. Might have been a little
It's already
kissing and all that,
perverted
but she was
from the
like
onset.
wide open, and I'm just like,
And she's female. She's the most. Look at how they look at women. So when the feeling that what used to be your wealth, your daughter, because she give birth to you know what I'm saying? Your son, I remember your son carries in his semen his mother's bone marrow.
wow.
See, that go over these niggas' head because they don't start with the mother. They start with the father. So they don't value
Right.
their own semen, my nigga.
They looking at it. This
You
came from
feel
me.
me?
I'm the.
Yeah.
That's what the Hebrew Israelite
They
niggas
don't.
be on, man.
Yep. So they don't value. They devalue their own seed to the point where they look at Abraham, the father of their religion. Give a fuck about this boy. If God say kill him, kill him. If the daughter loses her virginity, cut that bitch up and burn her.
Man,
This is religious ideas with
man.
this thing that we call God, bro. So kids
Wow.
are this is a dangerous world for children. So now the men are so out of touch with feminine energy that they don't know the time or the season that they're in. So their kids are left at a time where we should be on guard. Like you said, I ain't letting my sons go to nobody house in this world. I got
Oh
girls,
no.
nigga. In
You
this
know what I
world,
mean? Right.
shit. But these men believing in this world of this Bible God, and I'm not saying that you don't free yourself from all fear, but it's gonna be through myself, not through the idea of this thing that's looking out for us and watching over us. No, that's not it, yeah. And that
Word.
takes away from the responsibility that comes with us being born men. It's a birthright. They make it a terrible burden. So
That's
they look to
I was
escape it like
man.
Father God. Yeah,
Yeah,
he gives birth to deadbeat dads, yeah.
man. I
Whether
would
in the
advise
house
any
or not.
woman listening, yeah, to really look at their relationship, the men in their lives, and how they treat them. You know what I'm saying? And the
Exactly.
men to do the same. How they
Yeah.
treat the women. You really see what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll
And
answer a lot of questions
see
too. You know.
who their God is.
Hmm.
You see who their parents are, but see who the God is. You feel
Right.
me?
And you
That's
can't
why.
say you know, it's generations from, because you can break that shit. You know what I'm saying? We're proof of
Yeah.
that in terms of like, when I first got out this shit, I was like nervous to tell my parents this first shit. I was like, man, them niggas about to disown me, young. So
Yeah.
but I told them, they were like,
Letting that
all
God
right,
go. Yeah.
yeah. They was
Yeah.
like, all right, that's it. And we've had that some conversations.
Yeah.
Satan, the blood of Jesus is against you. They're like, nah, this is your son right here. Come on.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
had the same conversation with my mom. She was speaking in tongues. I'm like, come on, mama.
come on, yeah.
It's not, it's babble, blabble, dabble, dabble. It ain't, it's
Yeah.
a lack of the rejection of taking responsibility and controlling your emotions. That's what
And
the
that,
tongue about.
back in the day, that would just spark something. I'd be like,
Yep.
okay, she's speaking in
Yep.
tongues.
Cause
Now
see,
I'm like, all right,
so
man,
what they
relax,
do in the
yeah.
church, especially church mothers, instead of controlling their emotions, guess what they do? When you presenting something that's causing them to feel some tension, they and you supposed to be like, oh shit. But she don't have
Yeah.
emotional control. She
Satan, the
don't,
blood of
yeah.
Jesus is like,
Oh,
you
oh,
know, I told my mom, I said, she's not really tech savvy. And she needed her phone switched. She had to switch phones because her screen was cracked. And I was like, I did tech support for Apple and I, learned the shit, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I got you. So whole family was waiting for me to do this shit because they're like, how you gonna get her to do this shit over the phone? I'm talking about my mom's could barely, she didn't know the keyboard shit that good like that. You know what I'm saying? So I started, I got on the phone with her. I made a couple laughs at the beginning because I knew it was gonna be a low. Like you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We started at 10 o'clock at night, yo. You know what I'm saying? We didn't finish, yo, till 3 a.m., yo. You know what I'm saying? When I finished, it was like we did it. She was so excited. And I was excited too. It's like I did this shit. Cause I know a lot of niggas is like, you ain't gonna get it. Cause I'm over
yeah,
the phone. I'm like, get dad's phone, FaceTime your phone, and I'm gonna tell you what buttons to press to make this, you know what I'm saying? So we finally made it happen. Switched her new phone and shit. And then one day we were talking, about the church. She was in there not feeling what I was saying, whatever. And I said, Mom, well, think about this, yo. I took 5 hours to get you into
yeah,
your phone. I said, how much time you think I'm gonna take for myself, yo? How much
yeah,
time you think I'm gonna take for myself? I'm not just jumping out the window, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And she was like, yeah. Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
like, if I'm gonna take that time out with her, I put myself before anybody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
In terms of studying to show that self approved and all of that, and
yeah.
listening to my intuition, and having plenty discipline to go with it. So it's like, I could be outside. We're in Atlanta,
Yeah.
Georgia, y'all. You already know what it is.
Right.
ATL.
Yeah,
In my
buddy.
crib, dudes be like, "How come you ain't some of the shorties coming through, y'all did it." I'm like, man, listen, man, I got my sons here. What I
Yep.
look like? You
Yep.
know what
You
I'm
get
saying?
cut.
What I
There you
look like,
go.
man?
Well, that's my favorite. It's like, nigga, look, I know it, yo. If it's like this, I'm gonna start with this. If women knew what men like us really thought of them, see, that's the thing about the balance of being this kind of masculine. It's a tightrope walk because you fall on this side, you a simp. You
Yeah.
fall on that side, you might become a pimp. You feel me? It's walking that line. She
Got
is
to walk with the limp
everything.
word.
And with your story, it's like with my mother, I try to express to her because of this God that she embraced, what's hurtful is our mothers will never in this life, while they have that, get to see the value we really place on them because
No
we're
doubt.
the Christ seed.
Mm,
We're not those other guys. You feel me?
word.
And
Right.
because of that, our own mothers will suffer certain things that their own son has the ability to alleviate.
Immediately.
That's nigga, that's hard,
Man, I
bro.
pay attention to the signs, yo. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
hard, bro.
If I see
That's
it,
hard, bro. Cause you be like, why is she going to church? Like, what? And to get to let that go and move on, we have to do it. You got to do it, bro. But believe
got
me,
to.
I understand it is probably it's painful. I not know that that could hurt, bro. Like that shit hurt, bro.
No doubt,
And
man.
because I didn't get fully over it until recently, and I thought I was, but I
Yeah.
really wasn't until, I would say honestly, the end of last year, beginning of this year, really was able to shake off and say that doesn't uh, mean that we are not who we are born to be. They
Yep.
just don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So
Right. That.
because we know who she is. My mama is the highest there is. She's the highest. She just is not at a place that she can receive that from me. And that's okay. So I give it to my lady and I give it to my daughters. Now that brings me to this part. These where we at now with women, if they knew the way, like you said, hey, look at your man and how he treats you. If they could see how we see them, this kind of men that some of them are considering toxic. Girl, I want a man that go to church. The women, y'all gonna have to re-examine this because I'm gonna tell you, the real man ain't there. And we both here to tell you that the real man is not there. The real man
Word
is
up.
not packaged the way that we have been taught and brought up in this nation to see. You feel what I'm saying?
Unless you want to
That's
be playing that submission role and all of that.
yes.
And when I hear that word, we big on the words. I feel like I think of some UFC shit,
Yeah.
WWE,
Yeah.
submit. It's just like, come on, man, that's
Yeah.
that's that's not the right word. That's
Yeah.
not the
They
right
want
word.
to alter the woman the way that God so-called altered the man and break his ribs and shit to create a woman. So even like we ended the show with talking about retention. These men are
Mhm.
always trying to avoid women as if women are because she's magnetic and they have no control, they say that she drains them. You know
Mm.
how whack that is, my nigga?
Wow.
Then you got to look at the kind of women that are surround you. Out of control women will drain you. If you
Yep,
in the midst of out of control women, then but she can only as that magnet attract what is on her vibration.
it's real, yeah.
So they spend so much time pointing out the woman and her flaws without first looking at the self aspect. and that's gonna be the guiding. I don't know what the word would be, but the way that I'm teaching my daughters to, just like how you're teaching your sons now, to even utilize affirmations
Real shit.
and meditation,
Yeah. You're
that
right,
my
man.
girls, that those things will be of how value to them, and not like today's society with money and material things, and go get all this other stuff to alter your natural self, which we are taught to be against in this so-called religion we were brought up in. We
Yeah.
are to hate what we are naturally born. Of course we hated that we were black. We hated we was damn human.
Yeah.
And then for them, they gotta hate their girls.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's just it's perverted, bro. Period.
It
Dot in the
is.
sense.
And even coming out too, man. It seemed like, when you start talking about spirituality, and I know they brought up the term woke ended up coming out, you know what I mean? But man, doing these types of changes, changing diet, stopping eating animals and things of that nature, when it wasn't no vegan options out here like it is now.
Word.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I know just with our conversations and things like that, that we've always been ahead of the curve. We're trendsetters. I accept it, and I don't care.
Yeah.
It's always been like that my whole life. Now I embrace it. Like I know, even these conversations we having now, even the conversations we were having in Red and the Titans, it was
Yeah.
before a bunch of this shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I know that we've got that in us. You know what I'm saying? To really
Yeah.
set trends that other people trailblazers. You know what I mean? We burn trails, niggas. You know what I'm
And
saying?
those
And
kind
they're
of
like, oh,
men
I can
that
see it now.
were the examples that we have after leaving the church. Let's give shout out to C. Freeman L, Bobby Hemmett,
Yeah,
and Azazel Bay as the
no doubt.
three on that mountain, and then two who just crossed over. Might have pissed me off in doing so, but he
Yeah,
has a
man.
right to choose what he want to choose to goddamn do.
Right.
Brother Panic, salute, respect,
Just
bro.
straight up, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But we have these examples of men that rebelled against what was given to them, in the system. And
When it
to
wasn't
have
popular too.
when it
Wasn't no
wasn't,
internet, and nothing for
yes,
Bobby, man. Come on,
when it
man.
wasn't popular, and they wasn't
This
out to get no money from us or nothing,
yes. I was
but
could
to
listen to his lectures now, and it's like it's right now. It
yeah.
doesn't feel like it's from the 70s or 80s and shit. You know
Yeah,
what
right now, whenever I don't even be
I'm
knowing the years, yo. It
saying?
just
Right.
be listening to it.
It
I
just
didn't
go. It
even
just
at
match.
first, yo. I didn't even know when I first got into this that C. Freeman L was even dead. Like, I mean, not dead. I don't use
Wow.
that word. That he had even crossed over. And I
Word.
don't even, I don't know about Bobby, And then when I heard about Azazel Bay, I'm like, what? But it's
Yeah.
that time. And then Panic, that made me be like, damn, we
Yeah,
in
it
a
makes me
whole
think too.
different
Like we were saying, it's
shift.
almost like with the church, you got this perverted shit. Even when these conscious communities, you got people with perversion too. And I
Yeah.
feel like I think when I think about shit like that, it's just like how is your name even attached to something like that,
Yes.
brother TD Jakes?
That's where we
How
at, bro.
how is your
Yes.
even
How?
somebody like Polite? Like
Yes.
how's
Period,
your
yo.
name
Period. Attached
even
to that.
attached to that? Yeah, I'm
Because you
just
got to
like,
look at what they hold up as divine, yo. They'll say that we simps because we hold women above ourselves. We not like Kevin Samuels.
right, right,
We not like that. No, I hold the woman up. I'm not striving to be
and
her. I'm not aspiring to be her or
you're
on her
comfortable
level.
being who you are too.
There you go, yo.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what
You're
makes us
comfortable being who
popular.
you are. You know what I'm saying?
Period. Dot in the
Easy.
sentence. That's the
Yeah.
masculinity that's coming forth now, yo. I
These
am what I
conversations
am,
we
bro.
have, I have them in front of anybody. I don't give a fuck if
Anybody.
it's the preacher,
Don't
pastor,
give a
your
fuck.
doctorate. And I've been tested in all those areas.
Yeah,
And I talk to
yeah,
those people like they my kids, yo.
yeah.
Listen,
Because
let me
them
talk to
them
you,
men
man.
quiver, bro. They quiver at the idea of punishment from an in motherfucking visible being.
Sad, yeah.
Remember though, remember when your brother had that he had a real gangster with him that time. And they was like point up at the heaven and say what you be saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me tell you something. If you held a gun to me and say it, I won't say it. I won't say it. If he held a
Cause you
gun
can
to
see
me and
it.
say
You know
it,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
gonna say it. But you telling me to point up there with no gun and say fuck you, God, Jehovah, whoever, Bible God, if you exist, nigga, I don't care. They like,
Put some money out,
oh,
nigga. Put some money out. I'll say it.
whoa. They was like, what? And that's was like, you fear that more than a gun?
Sad, Joe.
Yo,
That's how your
I
niggas'
don't, I'm
mindset is that,
sorry,
yo.
yo. I don't
You know what I'm
fear
saying?
the idea of this God that was given to me from birth and in the Bible. He's an idiot, yo. He's not
Right.
powerful. I've experienced him. He's
No
nothing.
doubt.
And those are the men that I'm looking to connect with, know that they're the only God that they will ever know. And I am the only God I will ever know. The only one. Even when I look at you, bro, we cool because I'm looking at the Taurus version of me. You feel me? Looking at you is
Masculine
looking
energy
at
like that.
me, yo, because I'm a warrior.
Word.
It's only one. She only had one
Hmm.
son, mama. I
Yep.
know me. So I know me when I see me and you. In you, bro.
Right.
Any other dude on
Amen,
that is
bro.
ourself.
Right.
That's why we can worship the woman because it's the feminine aspect of ourselves projected in the what appears to us to be a physical female body, but it's
But
really
it's
a
really you.
projection of your own feminine energy because you chose to be robed in this masculine energy. Whether you like men or
Damn.
women, you chose to be in this physical masculine robe.
You know what? It's people that are listening, right? And they're like, they probably thinking what we saying 1,000. I know for sure. And I know some guys that in conversations I have that they'll embrace what we saying. And they may be even women as well, but they're in relationships that are like they're
Yeah,
not happy. They're not
yeah,
happy. And my what I want to know what you would say to them, but I would say to them like like I've said the other part one, this is the Commander Thurston Hargrove show. You feel me?
yeah,
Starring Commander Thurston Hargrove. Anybody I don't want on the joint, I
yeah.
eliminate him. You're off this
Word.
season. You might be
That's
off
true.
forever, whatever. So what would you say to that person that's, in those types of positions where they want to embrace that, but like their partner is just like,
Mm.
man, it's not adding up.
Because you got two prison wardens. They're both prison wardens holding the other one slave. And they'll say, no, I'm not. But listen to what you just said. You said that you would just be like, oh, this ain't it. And you would cut it, which is freeing that person to be fully what they desire and you both to have that. So if you both are together and y'all not getting what you fully desire, you're holding each other prisoner. And as because
Wow.
you accept this you're really not happy with yourself because to be
Wow.
fully yourself you're not going to be able to have an excuse with the other person, so you fear being by yourself when you need to be by yourself.
Man,
They need, some of them
how many
need to
dudes you know
be
that
by
need to be with a woman, yeah? Oh,
I
they got
don't
a
know a lot that need to be, bro.
or
I
live
really
off of,
don't.
what I
I
mean?
really
Or
don't,
even
bro.
women that be like, I heard a girl telling me, I got like 3 or 4 of them like in line, just like, damn, how do you even see yourself? You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? Going
yep.
through men like that, yo, you know what
Both
I
of
mean?
them, yeah, they don't.
Next.
And think about this too, bro. We was encouraged to get a lot of bodies, yeah. You
Sad,
f-
yeah. What's
this
the
is this
number, B? That's the niggas to
Yeah,
be like. Ah.
yo,
You know what's funny about that? Even growing up, I had a crib. I had the bachelor pad, right? in my 20s when I got out of church. The cats would come over every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they would talk about smashing and all of that. And I'm the private nigga. Thirst, what would
Yeah.
you do? Man, come on.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you mean.
Yeah.
But dude was like, yo,
Yeah.
if a bunch of girls ran up in here now, what would y'all be doing? Everybody be like, I'll be on the couch right here. I'll be over here.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll be upstairs in my room. Nigga, I don't know what y'all
Yeah.
watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is just so perverted with their thinking.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like, I don't know how cats embrace that in terms of
Yeah.
just the
They
wildness
don't.
and like how many and where you at with
Yeah.
it and
They
like
animalistic. I used to do the exact same thing and lie because I was embarrassed about having such a low body count.
no doubt, yeah, no
You
doubt.
can even now you can count miles on one hand, bro. And I
That's
used
dope,
to
man.
be young and embarrassed at that.
Word.
You feel me? Because I
Yep.
had to, when you around dudes, they was always talking. I'm like, yeah, making shit up. Then I
Right.
got because I ain't gonna. I'm gonna be honest. I feared hell, and my mom was very, she was a mother that sheltered me. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I got out, I was so behind in experience, yo, that
Right.
it was more about, which I appreciate now. I had a lot of female friends, even to this day, way more than males. You feel me?
No doubt.
I
Word up.
guess being a Pisces with a Virgo moon, that's sort of like a natural thing. So it made me fit. I had sisters, just sisters. You had
Wow.
brothers. I just had sisters. So my
Mm-hmm.
whole perception of females was different because I love my sisters so much that I really couldn't do things in front, like I didn't want them to be hurt by my actions towards females and then
Yeah.
receive that same thing. Cause like I said, my daddy gave me, when I'm not home, bro, yo, you look after your mama and your sisters. So I was watchdog all the time.
Oh,
I
that's
if,
dope.
so it gave me a whole different perspective where like I said, I could fall on one line and be a simp or fall on the other
Mm-hmm.
side and be a pimp. I've been walking a tightrope
I've been
the
walking it
whole
too,
time.
bro.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity at 21. And I was in college, we be in the room
Wow.
talking, and I'd be acting like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'd be like, I
Wow. I
don't
was 16. Yeah.
know. But
You
then
was
even with that, I
21.
wasn't late, man,
Wow.
but I made
I
up for the
was
years.
early and I was in, yo. See, when you young like that, bro, that made me. I was in love with that girl, bro.
No
You
doubt, yeah.
feel me?
But then if I
This
talk about like I mentioned earlier, the oral experience I
continue.
had, I was like 12. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? I was
man,
getting that
bro.
in I mean
Yeah,
early, yeah. But
that's a
but
whole
in
nother.
terms of
We need to
yeah,
talk about that too, because I know a lot of brothers that were violated that grew up in church,
and some
and
people
we
won't
need
even
to
look at it
address
as
it.
it being violated.
No,
Even
they
though the
don't.
girl was younger than me,
Yeah.
it still
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
what are you
Because
doing?
you
It feels
violating
good,
herself.
but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
So it happened to her.
Wow, man.
It's a
Damn,
repeating
son.
cycle. Yo, that's what we're gonna do next. It's
Damn,
gonna be
son.
repeating cycles.
Fucking
And so
cycles,
because we
yeah.
laid, yo, as we're gonna have to put a warning at the beginning because we're gonna be raw. And we done
But
laid the
after
foundation.
21, in
Yeah,
my 20s, I started getting out there doing things more, being more sexually active and not even being
yeah,
responsible with it,
yeah.
but never committing with nobody. And I
Word.
think, my dad, he'd be like, "Yo, if it's in your way, knock it down."
Wow.
That was his sexual advice, man. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
See, I was a
And so
total opposite, bro. I was a
I had
total
my
opposite.
wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had my wild days, but I
Yeah,
definitely
mine
brought
was
it back
all,
in.
I'm with the girl. I'm all about relationship. Oh, Pisces, Virgo moon ass nigga. I'm all about, you know what I'm saying? I got to
I wasn't
know her.
committing to nobody.
I got to
I ain't
really
got no
like her.
girlfriend, yo.
Yeah.
I ain't got no
Look,
girlfriend.
for
We
me,
good friends.
for it,
That's what
when
I
I
would
was
say. Good
even
friends.
now, I guess because the fear of hell so much, I had to the how she look is not gonna get me aroused down there.
Yeah,
It don't do it. It's it gotta be it's her. It's the fact that something, maybe it's vibrational, but since I was young, it's never just been the look. Cause I guess being Pisces, and there's more women than men, there's a billion
yeah,
beautiful fucking, it's like to walk the streets. God damn,
no
they're
doubt.
beautiful. but the ones that actually could catch your attention beyond,
Different.
that's what. So
That's
then once
different.
that
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
to me, out from in high school, this young lady, then at the ride, it happens to me. Then I get in church, it happens to me. But how I know
Yeah,
men submit, that was never our plan, bro, until we met her. That's a whole
right,
nother story. It
right,
changes everything. That's how you
right,
know who is the supreme being. But we're gonna
right.
close out on, that's the difference between, that's what we backslid from, yo. That Abraham God,
For
worshiping
real, yeah.
him, yo. We worship her. That's the
Pretty
physical
disciplined
manifestation of
nowadays
our,
too,
there you
ladies and
go,
gentlemen. You know what I
our
mean?
internal feminine energy. That's why we embrace masculinity. We like the fact that our feminine energy shows up in women. That's just us.
Word up, yeah.
That's
And
just
not
us.
afraid to be who we are, yo.
There
Come
you
on,
go.
man.
Not
Jeez,
afraid,
man.
whether anybody like it or not. It's not for
Right,
anybody to
for real.
like or dislike. It's for us to be comfortable and happy in knowing that we are fully being ourselves at all times, yo.
All the
All
time.
time, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, watch this though. I love you, bro. You are my
Man,
brother,
love you too. Well, you already know
and
how
I
we
don't.
do.
Yo,
There's that.
I don't even. It's only easy to say to my daddy, and me and him still be like, "Love you, love you." You know what I'm saying? So to say that is like, you are me, my
Just
nigga. You
that,
my
man.
brother,
I see
man.
the same thing, man. You already
All
know.
right. So next
Definitely,
time,
man.
bro, I'm holler at you next time, homie.
All right, yo, we'll chop it up.
Peace, bro.
Peace, son.